Welcome to Corvette Today, the podcast that talks about everything Corvette, with your host Steve Garrett, MC and DJ at one of the largest Corvette weekends in the country, Corvette Fun Fest, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 40 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-639-4231. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google" or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. Be sure and visit the updated Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can also access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join the Corvette Today Facebook group there and sign up for Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at corvettetoday.ck.page. And if you like YouTube, you can subscribe to the Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube. And be sure and patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 different unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvettes. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com, that's AEROLARRI.com, and use the promo code CT111 for your $100 discount. And Soul Performance Products. Developed and manufactured in the United States, the Soul Performance Products exhaust portfolio has been tailored to elevate the experience of the world's most exciting sports cars, including the latest generation of the Corvette. Soul Performance Products, the official exhaust of Corvette Today. Also, MidEngineCorvetteForum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. And a shout out to Corvette Forum and CanadianCorvetteForum.com, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world.
It's time to bring you the latest Corvette news and headlines with my pal Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. Keith is here every other week to keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. Keith, it's good to have you back on the show. It's going to be a tough follow-up from last week's show, buddy.
Yeah, those are some big footsteps to fill. Of course, when you're talking about last week's podcast, you had Tadge, Josh, and Harlan all on the show all at once. That was a lot of fun, actually. I was in the room as it was going on, did a little bit of the filming there. Just so much great information to come out of there. And again, whenever you can get that information coming directly from the Corvette team, that's the show you want to tune in.
Absolutely. And I got to thank you and also Jeremy Wellborn for videotaping that for us. We had that video on YouTube.
Yeah, that's one of those where I went straight to the YouTube video first as opposed to the audio podcast because obviously the three guys are there talking. Of course, we get to see you in action, which is somewhat of a treat. Never seen that before. So, yeah, that was a really good video, Steve.
I've always been told, Keith, I have a great face for radio, so I keep it that way.
Right on.
Keith, again, thank you so much for videotaping it along with Jeremy Wellborn, and thanks to Jeremy for putting the YouTube video together for us. Well, buddy, let's start out our show, as we always do, with an update on production at the Bowling Green Assembly Plant.
So we're watching the 2023 Corvette Stingrays, which again, the quantities coming out of the plant are just, it seems like, we've been supply chain issues and, they're not building as many cars, but, we're really closing in on some significant numbers. It looks like we're about 32,500 regular Stingrays produced so far and another 3,400 70th anniversary Corvette Stingrays. We're closing in on 36,000 Stingrays for the model year. Again, just tremendous numbers. And then we have the 2023 Corvette Z06. We had a big push right around the NCM Bash. I think Kai Spande, during his seminar, pointed out that they'd built 250 in a week, which is obviously a great number. We've seen it quieted down a little bit since then. They did a production number of 208 after that, and then 147. Our last update shows 2,125 Z06s, and those are the regular ones, and then another 400 70th anniversary models. That's good for over 2,500 Z06s produced for the year, and it looks like we've still got some time to go. I would say we're probably going to close in on 3,000, hopefully. It would be a great number for that first inaugural year. And again, the ramp up has been so slow, but they keep talking about just wanting to get it right and moving forward that way. So hopefully we are going to see a little bit more of a production push there. We did get some other news regarding ordering. GM did do a round of Stingray allocations in May. In fact, they're just wrapping up that order cycle this week, usually Tuesdays when everything is all finalized. With the constraints, we did learn that the 70th anniversary package was on partial constraint, which means that it wasn't free flow. Anybody that wanted one could get one. They only had certain quantities available. Somewhat surprising coming this late in the model run, but these things do happen. The one last thing we heard about this is, again, that we're looking at May ordering, and then June will most likely be the final month to order the 2023 Stingray and the Z06. So we're kind of paying attention to that. Of course, Chevrolet is running the 2023 model year through September 1st, and then they take off the long weekend for Labor Day and come back on Tuesday and start building the 2024s. That probably means that ordering will start sometime in July. I know we're going to get the visualizer and the order guides are all coming in July. So usually pricing comes right after that and then ordering. So lots of stuff happening this summer. And again, it's always interesting when stuff comes towards the end of the finish line for a model year.
Absolutely right. And also, we're losing 2 colors, aren't we?
It's not losing. We lost 2 colors, Steve. It was interesting because normally these colors, we knew they were coming to an end. The replacements were named earlier this year. We have, of course, Riptide Blue is replacing Elkhart Lake Blue, which has been running since 2019. It's a long run for that color. And then, of course, Cacti is replacing the boutique color, that Caffeine, for 2024. Of course, Caffeine was just a 1-year-only color as well. Normally, GM will give dealers a heads up when they announce the final build-out dates. They'll be like, yeah, you need to place your orders here because the last time we're building these colors is there. But that didn't happen here. We found out about it on Wednesday last week, and then dealers found out about it Thursday. As they were trying to submit an order, they were just getting an error message saying the color was already built out. These dealers had all these orders lined up to put in. They had their numbers, but they didn't know that Elkhart Lake Blue was going away. So when they tried to do that, oops, your color's going away. And then you go back to an owner who's been set on that certain color, and then to tell him you need to pick another one. That's tough. It's tough for everybody around. But again, these are colors that we knew that were ending. We got some production totals from the NCM Bash. There's 14 exterior colors on the 2023 Corvettes. Elkhart Lake Blue is at 5% of the Stingray production, and that was ranked 9th out of 14. And then Caffeine came in ranked last with just 1%. So if you extrapolate those numbers, we're only looking at about 380 or so Caffeine Stingrays running around in the wild. For the Z06, Elkhart Lake Blue was at 4%, but it was ranked 13th of 14th exterior. So it was second to last there. And of course, dead last again was Caffeine, which accounts for just 1% of Z06 production. So again, you extrapolate that number out, there's maybe 20, 21, 22 Caffeine Z06s out in the wild. And we've seen a couple of them. I think one of the very first ones that Mike Furman delivered was a Caffeine car. And they do look pretty in the sun. So it's always sad when the color goes away, but then it's always kind of exciting when new colors come on. So we'll be watching to see what happens with Riptide, the Cacti, and of course the Seawolf Gray color coming out as well.
I did like that Seawolf Gray. That was really cool.
When you pair that up with some of that carbon fiber trim and the carbon fiber roof and stuff, yeah, it does pop. It's a battleship color, but some people really like it. We haven't really had that combination for a while, so it's going to be interesting to see how well it does. I think it's actually going to do pretty good, especially on the Z06. I bet it does higher numbers on the Z06 than it does on the Stingray.
We'll be watching, that's for sure. Also, buddy, I was glad to see this. GM has tweaked their order guide to allow the museum R8C delivery and custom Z06 interiors to dealer-sold orders, because now that's all we've got is dealer-sold orders, right?
Exactly. So that was a deadline of April 5th that GM said to dealers, all customer sold orders have to be in. We think that's just, they don't want to get caught out with all these orders that may not get produced, and then they have to do price protection and get those people rolled over into the next model year. This way, with the dealer stock orders, there's no price protection or anything like that. The good dealers are then ordering these cars based on the specs of their customers. But as a dealer stock order, they could not do the museum delivery, which is a huge draw for people. There's been a lot of Z06s going through the R8C program. So we are glad to see that happen. And then some of the customization that happens on the interior, they have a little bit more freedom to do that with the R6X RPO there. They're trying to serve their customers. We think that's good. Still not sure why they went to the dealer stock orders only in April when we have May and June allocations that are most likely going to go out. I think they're just trying to be better safe than sorry on any orders that don't get billed and then they have to make up.
Yeah, that was a head scratcher, but at least we've got orders flowing in through July and August.
Yeah, with the last order cycle we saw, there was a good number of Z07s as well. So there's been some stories about, is the Z07 Aero package, is it free flowing again? Is it better? It seems to be improved. I don't know if it's fixed. It's no longer an issue, but it does seem to be readily improved.
It does seem to be better for sure. I love the NCM Bash, Keith. As you know, you and I go every single year. We got some sad news. As of August 1st, we have a new Bowling Green assembly plant director, don't we?
Yeah, Kai Spande has been with the Corvette assembly plant, I believe, for about 8 years. When the GM buyout opportunity came up, he jumped on it. I think his wife also took the buyout as well.
Right.
She also works for General Motors. So they're going to be retiring. They got a new guy coming. His name is Raymond Therault, I believe is his last name. And I think he goes by Ray as well. It's not been a public announcement yet, at least anything that we've seen, but it was shared internally. There's a section on GM's website internally where announcements happen with people coming and going. And so it was announced that he would be the plant director for Bowling Green Assembly, and he's going to be replacing Kai Spande effective June 1st. The good news is Kai's last day is July 31st, so he'll be there for 2 months with Kai, going through everything that he needs to do to get brought up to speed in his positions. We did get a bio of him, so I'm going to read it here. Currently he's a senior manager, EV supplier integration, and then of course he's being promoted. He's held various roles. He's been at GM plants internationally in China. He's also served as a quality manager, a quality operations director, and he was the assistant plant manager at the Spring Hill engine plant, which is a very big facility. We like his chops of the quality and assistant plant director, so he should actually just fit right in. And of course, with the EV supplier integration job, it's just another indicator that GM is headed towards electrification, and this guy's obviously done it for the last few years. We are looking forward to welcoming him, and hopefully we'll be able to meet him. I guess it would be the anniversary show in September.
That's right. Also, Edmunds named their top 5 convertibles, and I got to think our Z06 and Stingray were in there, weren't they?
Yeah, this is just one of these fun articles. I don't want to call it filler because it's always fun to see who you're kind of picked up against and not. But you think about these cars for the summer, obviously you're wanting to put the top down, the wind in your hair. One of the reasons why Edmunds likes the Stingray convertible because it's significantly less expensive than the Porsche 911, which was also named to their list. Of course, they like the, quote, flashy exterior looks like it belongs to an exotic car costing 2 or 3 times the price of all these other ones. They also did mention the bonkers fast Corvette Z06 and calling it the convertible is the best way to listen to that model's thrilling V8 soundtrack. Just a nice little fun write-up. The other 5 cars, or the other 4 cars, I guess, in the list were the Mazda MX-5 Miata, a Ford Mustang convertible, the Ford Bronco, believe it or not, which also comes with a soft top. You can order that and go convertible in your Bronco. And then, of course, the Porsche 911 Cabriolet. Those are your top 5 convertibles for your summer soundtrack. So get out there and put that top down and have some fun.
That sounds good to me. And finally, Keith, in segment number 1, the National Corvette Museum officially opened the McMichael Family Education Gallery.
I really like this idea. So the idea is to create a space where they can bring in students and group tours and field trips and people interested in STEM. There's all kinds of stuff in there about hands-on activities with engineering and some other things. So when I was a kid, some of the best museums we went to, I grew up in Indiana, so we went to the Indy 500 Museum, which again was just a great experience for, I think I was in 5th grade when we did that. And just always stuck with me, seeing all those old cars in there in that museum. And then we went to the Chicago Museum of Industry and Science, or Science and Industry is what it is. Just again, another fantastic hands-on museum where people can do things and interact with these exhibits. So the idea is that the museum, they actually have a fundraiser right now where you can sponsor like a class field trip. I think it's like $500 to bring a class in. You think that, maybe of those students that come through, there's going to be one of those kids that just sees that Corvette for the first time and says, I got to have one when I grow up. And it's just another way to get students, these younger kids, hands-on the Corvette and make an impression while they're younger so that when they do turn driving age and older, they'll always remember that experience with the Corvette. So kudos to the McMichaels family and to the NCM for putting this together.
That's great. Keith, let's take our first break. When we come back, it's Corvette racing and Corvette rumors coming up next on Corvette Today.
We all know that wheels make the car. Wheelcraft will help you take your Corvette to new levels. Wheelcraft offers the world's best PVD chrome finish available on the market. Available in bright chrome and black chrome. Wheelcraft nails it in both appearance and durability, and it comes with a 5-year warranty against brake dust burns, pitting, peeling, and color delamination. Wheelcraft is also ISO certified. Whether you're having your wheels refinished or an exchange transaction, there is no core fee, no deposit, and you don't pay for the finished wheels until they are installed on your car. Wheelcraft insists on complete satisfaction before you pay. Hear from one of our customers.
I picked up a brochure at the National Corvette Museum when we took delivery of our new C8. I called Wheelcraft, and in 15 minutes, I ordered the new bright ice chrome wheels. Wheelcraft's follow-up and follow-through is superb. The wheels arrived on Sunday, installed on Monday, and cores were returned same day. The wheels are the highest quality I've ever seen, and they look awesome. Great prices, great customer service from initial contact to installation.
Thanks, Dennis from Nashville. In many cases, Wheelcraft offers finished wheels on exchange or will apply this new finish to your wheels. Either way, Wheelcraft treats your wheels as their own. Visit our website at wheelcraft.com or call us at 833-840-5334. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
The Radiator Grill Store offers C8 Corvette A-pillar wind diffusers in beautiful carbon fiber or OEM gloss black that help reduce wind buffeting when a window is open. Easy installation and OEM fitment. Plus, get 10% off your total purchase with the promo code CT10 at radiatorgrillstore.com.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
Are you ready to take your Corvette to the next level? Look no further than Classic Trim Customs. As the #1 supplier for American hydrocarbon, we've manufactured some of the most impressive Corvette parts on the market, from engine bay panels to splitters and side skirts. With over 30 years of experience in hydrographics, we've perfected the technique and use only state-of-the-art materials and equipment to ensure the highest quality and precision. Visit our website at ClassicTrimCustoms.com or give us a call at 305-258-3090 to learn more about our products and services. Whether you want to create a show-stopping ride or just add a touch of personalization, the sky is the limit with Classic Trim Customs. Let us help you create the Corvette of your dreams.
You're enjoying the only current podcast on Corvettes, Corvette Today.
Hey, thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Brought to you by Wheelcraft. Spring is here, and you want your Corvette looking its best. Dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit Wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. Visit Wheelcraft.com or call 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. Every other week, we keep you current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. In segment number 2, we always cover Corvette racing and Corvette rumors. Keith, Corvette racing has been busy at Spa, and then Monterey is coming up this weekend, aren't they?
Yeah, it's by splitting the schedule, we get twice as much racing, and it's even better when one of these teams is just doing fantastic. Of course, we're talking about the number 33 Corvette C8R that's running in the World Endurance Championship. They had 2 straight wins coming into Spa, the 6 hours of Spa, and despite the fact that they were handed 45 kilograms of, they call it victory ballast, so if you win a race, you get to be heavier for the next race. So that's their BOP penalty. They still managed to come in second place, and again, it was Nicky Katzberg holding off another competitor in those final laps to get the second place win. All 3 drivers, Nicky Katzberg, Ben Keating, and Nico Verone, they are really firing on all cylinders right now, working well together, and they've really set themselves up for a great 24 Hours of Le Mans coming up in June. The Corvette is leading the class in the GT Amateurs over there. With that second place finish, we actually extended our lead, so we've had 3 podiums in a row, and things are really, really looking good for the number 33 car. Of course, this weekend, we've got the number 3 Corvette C8R in Monterey at Laguna Seca. Of course, we're recording this before the race results, so we'll actually be talking about it during our next headlines edition. But this was a special race for Antonio Garcia, as he is making his 100th start in IMSA since the merger between the ALMS and the Grand Am. Kind of a fun little piece of news there, and he talks about racing in America is fun because of the tracks, but it's hard because his family's back in Spain.
Right.
Yet Corvette racing is sort of his second family. It's a good race for him, hopefully. I'm looking forward to seeing many more with him.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Antonio for sure. And speaking of Corvette drivers, Jordan Taylor is still looking for oval races, isn't he?
Yeah, and he just got picked up to run his first oval. So there's a NASCAR weekend coming up. Well, he's racing Wednesday, May 17th. They're going to be at North Wilkesboro Speedway. He's making his first pro late model start with E33 Motorsports. They are like a development company or a development team that brings on promising young drivers and gets them rides. We did see Jordan was doing some testing maybe a couple weeks back in a plain white NASCAR racer. He's running the oval, so it's going to be pretty fun. Now, actually, what's really kind of fun about this story, of course, everything's always fun with Jordan when he's doing stuff on social media, but this kind of being billed as Rodney Sandstorm getting his ride. I mean, it is Rodney's name on the car, and the car's actually got a throwback paint job to make it look like the old Jeff Gordon rainbow livery. Of course, Rodney's always wearing that Jeff Gordon coat everywhere, so it's going to be fun. Again, this is a support race happening for the NASCAR weekend, and we're going to have NASCAR racers Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kevin Harvick will also be driving in that same race with Jordan, so it's going to be fun to watch. I'm wondering if it will be on television or if it'll be streamed somewhere, but we're going to have to look into that because it's his first oval. I guess you're used to turning left and right. What if you only turn left?
I was going to say, Jordan's going to have to perfect his left-hand turn, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch, I think.
Absolutely. This was something I was really excited and proud of. The C8 Z06 hardtop convertible is going to be the pace car for the 107th Indianapolis 500.
That's right. Just another reason to tune into the Indianapolis 500 on Sunday, May 28th. This is the 20th time Corvette has led the field. Of course, it's a record. It's an agreement that's going back for some time with Chevrolet providing the official pace cars. And of course, it just makes sense to have the Corvette up there. This one's real pretty, I think. A redness metallic with two-tone jet black and sky cool gray interior.
Yeah.
Of course, it's got its own custom graphics package with the Indy 500 graphics on the doors. This one's also got Tech Bronze, the forged aluminum wheels, the accessory wheel. And of course, it's got the carbon flash black nacelles and roof. And really cool. And the way they do that with the emergency track lights, you have some strobe lights that are put into the front grills. And then on the rear, it looks like they're attached or integrated into the rear nacelles. We're not really quite sure if this is a Z07 or not. They didn't really say in the announcement, but the car is wearing that full aero kit with the high wing, the front dive planes, and the splitter rocker. My guess it might be, but if it's got all that aero, it just looks so pretty. We're still going to wait and see who the official driver is going to be. Usually that announcement will come in a week or two, although they've recently been doing them right before, the week of or right before the race. So it's going to be anxious to see who they're going to find to drive that for the opening. Who's going to lead the pack for the Indianapolis 500.
I know who the driver is.
You do? Who's that?
Me.
Ah! There's always a couple people that have actually petitioned and wanted to be there, but you got to be pretty special. You got to get up there like Chuck Yeager drove the Corvettes. You know who drove one? I think one of the pace car drivers, or at least he rode along in it, was Will Cooksey.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, just let them know that I'm available, okay?
Okay, yep, there you go.
Okay. Also, we had a fun race with the Z06 against a 488 Pista Ferrari.
Yeah, so this is from, I think, the Drag Times YouTube channel. This same Z06 had already taken down a Ferrari 812 Superfast, and I think that one was just under 800 horsepower. In this race, it went up against not just a Ferrari 488 Pista, but a modded one as well. What was good about this video is that the Z06 just launches out of the gate superior every time, but the Ferrari with the more power just reels it in before the finish line. It's a lot of fun to watch. And of course, both cars are fun to listen to. There's always multiple camera angles on these drag time videos, so definitely check it out. It's a fun video.
I will, for sure. Also, in the rumors section, Keith, did some of the Corvettes go out of the Bowling Green assembly plant with the wrong suspension calibrations?
Yeah, back in the day, there was always the jokes about, boy, I hope your car didn't get built on a Friday because the workers are looking forward to the weekend and may let something go there. But it also could just be someone doing an incorrect job, or maybe there's a programming issue within the plant that caused this to happen. But this news comes from GM Authority. We actually do not have any official word from General Motors, like in their GM Tech Links or anything like that they put out there. But supposedly what's happened is some Corvettes have left the assembly plant with incorrect suspension calibrations that were programmed into the electronic suspension control control modules. We don't know if they're Stingrays or Z06s or both cars. We also don't know if GM's going to be reaching out to individual owners saying, hey, your car was one of these that was identified, bring it into service. It's one of these things right now where your service advisor can do a check and see if you've got the right calibrations. Probably this is a low number. I doubt this is a huge number of cars that are affected.
Right.
But if you do have a 2023 and you're feeling like just something's not quite right with the ride, take it into the dealership and have them double check that, because it could be your car. And if it's so, it just takes about 30 minutes or so to reflash and you'll be on your way. More notifications going out so that individual owners do know that their car was one of those that are identified.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, buddy, time for our last break. When we come back, the lighter side of Corvette is on deck next at Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
Car Capsule brings you the official multi-award-winning Corvette SC1 Showcase. It's the ultimate form of protection, preservation, and presentation for your Corvette. No dust, mold, or mildew. This officially licensed GM product features all 8 Corvette flag logos, Corvette branding on the panels, a carbon fiber look and feel, and interior chip onboard lighting, plus the IntelliCharge battery charger with the fan backup system. It takes only 5 minutes to inflate, and it won't collapse when you open the doors or during a power loss. It's a freestanding drive-in, drive-out operation. See it at carcapsule.com or call 219-945-9493.
Hey, honey, are you awake?
I am now.
I can't sleep. Since turning 50, I keep dreaming of a red door and a blue door, somehow knowing there are only choices for retirement.
Okay.
Through the red door, we outlive our money. We have to rely on our kids. We're stuck on a fixed income. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that would suck.
But through the blue door, our money outlives us. We retire on our terms. Our kids stay our kids, not our caretakers. We make work optional.
Yes, that's much better. That's what I want too. But what do we do?
We call True Wealth & Company at 913-653-8783. They specialize in helping successful people make work optional. They're our fiduciary Blue Door personal wealth managers.
Hey, where are you going? It's 3 a.m.
I can't sleep. I'm going to check out True Wealth & Company online at retirewithtrue.com. That Blue Door is going to be our retirement.
913-653-8783. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Investment advice offered through True Wealth & Company, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Kansas.
Welcome to the world-famous Auto Direct Corvettes, America's best pre-owned Corvette destination. Family-owned for 70 years and 3 generations, the #1 Mid-Atlantic Regional Dealer of the Year for 15 years in a row. Corvette enthusiasts nationwide all say we have the best Corvettes in the USA, with 125 Corvettes and exotics in stock. We are C8 and C7 Corvette heaven, and proud to say 50-year Corvette specialists. AutoDirectCorvettes.com, 856-461-1199. You're going to love our Corvettes as much as we do. We guarantee it.
VetFinders.com is the Internet's original Corvette classified ads website, with classified ads starting at just $25, and every ad runs until your Corvette is sold. If you're in the market for a Corvette, VetFinders.com has over 500 Corvettes for sale from all around the USA and Canada, and covering all 8 generations. Visit VetFinders.com, the Internet's destination for buying and selling Corvettes. That's VETTE Finders.com.
And now, back to Corvette Today with your host and my husband, Steve Garrett.
Thanks once again for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Brought to you by Wheelcraft. Spring is here. You want your Corvette looking its best. Dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit Wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. Visit Wheelcraft.com today or call them 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me every other week is Keith Cornett. Don't forget, if you want a deeper dive into any of these stories Keith and I cover, you can always go to CorvetteBlogger.com. In this third and final segment, we always go with the lighter side of Corvette. We're going to lead with our feel-good story of the week. Keith, I was just flabbergasted. A Stingray owner received a replacement car. He had kind of a lemon C8. They gave him a Z06. Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is a story that comes from one of the Facebook groups, and the Stingray owner had just these issues with his hardtop convertible that just went on and on and on, and he was without the car more than he was with the car. So what he did was he filed a complaint with GM saying his car was a lemon, and GM investigated the issues, and then they finally agreed, yes, it is a lemon, we'll do the buyback on it. Normally you'd think that this would be an apples-to-apples trade, right? Stingray for a Stingray, but apparently some state lemon laws allow that the car can be replaced with any car from the manufacturer. Supposedly the Stingray owner pressed the company on it. Maybe they didn't want to do it, but the lemon laws being what they are, they had to. So the guy only had to pay the difference between the two vehicles. He didn't even have to do the tax, title, and tag fees and stuff like that. It is a good story. It is something that if you are having consistent issues with your car, a lot of the states, you take it to the dealer 3 times, they can't solve the problem. That qualifies it as a lemon. It just might make sense to look into those lemon laws in your state to see what the remedy is, because like this guy, he fully took advantage of it, was able to get a Z06. Kudos to him. And again, thanks to GM for at least giving him something and then making this a feel-good story.
That was pretty cool. They worked with him and he cashed in, that's for sure.
Yes, he did.
Also, the first C8 Z06 in Australia went back and visited Carbon Revolution where its wheels were made. That was a cool story too.
Yeah, the moral of this story is that you can, in fact, go home again. At least the carbon fiber wheels can go home. So Z06's visible carbon fiber wheels are made in Australia by Carbon Revolution. And last month, the first right-hand drive Z06 in Australia stopped by the facility and took some pictures with the employees. According to the CEO of Carbon Revolution, they began working with GM on these wheels back in 2016. Wow. So that was a long time finally to see them on the car, 2023. So again, fun story there. You can go home. Kudos to Carbon Revolution for putting out some great wheels.
That's great. Also, this was a cool story as well. I love this. A C8 Stingray was really stretching out its legs on the German Autobahn.
If only we had roads like this in the United States. It was a 6-minute video posted on Top Speed by this guy. I guess he's a professional driver. He does kind of a walk around a Rapid Blue Stingray that's in a little rest area off the highway. So he gets in the car. He uses actually launch control to merge into traffic. And then he goes right over to that left lane and he's going as fast as 266 kilometers an hour, which is 165 miles for you and me. And there's actually some traffic on there. So he went down the road, did a little turn around and then came back. Again, really good to hear the car stretching its legs out, getting those RPMs up and doing what it was made to do. And yet it was in a fairly safe environment. Again, there was a little bit more traffic than I may have been comfortable going that fast with, but still German drivers, they don't just hang out in the left lanes. They know what they're doing over there. And I'm trying to think of where can you go that fast here? Well, I know some Western states have some higher speed limits, I think 80s in some of the places. Maybe one of the events where they actually closed down the roads and then allowed people to go wide open for the Sun State, I think was one of them in Idaho. They do one of these. Boy, we could use some highways like that though.
Absolutely. I'd love to have something like that available here in the United States. That'd be a lot of fun.
Just got to go to the track, I guess. Got to go to Spring Mountain.
Exactly right. Also, the Sky Dome at the National Corvette Museum is getting a little bit of a seal and an update, aren't they?
Yeah, so it was funny because on their Facebook and Twitter pages, the Sky Dome's usually gold, and here it was painted gray. So it was a very surprising look to it. They are resealing it, and then it's going to be returned back to its original gold color. But I was thinking about this, the Sky Dome is 30 years old next year.
Wow.
They're actually doing a number of things else. So one of the things that they announced at the NCM Bash is they're going to have these giant, I think 8-foot tall LED video screens that'll completely circle the inside of the Sky Dome so they can show videos in there. And one of the examples was racing where the cars are going around and around the Sky Dome. That should be a really cool display there. A fresh coat of paint and doing a little work in advance of any kind of problems happening is always a good thing.
Absolutely. A coat of paint never hurts anything, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
Also, the National Corvette Museum has all the videos now up from the bash, don't they?
Yeah, so, they do these professional recordings. They allow us to record, although they've asked that they want to be the ones that post the video, so we've always kind of acquiesced to them. Now they're all up. So you've got all the major videos from the bash, including the Corvette Team's annual seminar with all the options and the new 2024 E-Ray. We've got the final assembly plan update from Kai Spande, the NCM Corvette Hall of Fame announcement, and our favorite video from the seminars was Corvette engineer Cody Bulkley on performing the Cyclone spin at the Rockefeller Center in the 2024 former Corvette E-Ray. If you haven't seen that video, go pull that one up now on CorvetteBlogger or the Corvette Museum's YouTube channel, because that one was a lot of fun.
It really was. And Cody did a phenomenal job with his seminar. Go watch that. That cyclone move is really outstanding.
Really cool. Yeah. He always talks about, too, is like where he sees a parking lot. He's like,
Yeah.
And then he would say, oh, they got to keep Cody on a chain, you know. That was a fun seminar. I hope people do watch that one.
Definitely. Well, Keith, thanks for being back on Corvette Today. Have a good 2 weeks. We'll see you in a couple, buddy.
Sounds great, Steve. We see you out there. Keep waving and enjoy the Corvette lifestyle, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Corvette Today, and please be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today podcast. And thanks to our sponsors, Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. Soul Performance Products at soulpp.com, the official exhaust of Corvette Today. True Wealth & Company at retirewithtrue.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the new promo code CT111 at aerolarri.com. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at chevyusa.com.
You've been listening to Corvette Today with Steve Garrett. If you'd like to contact Steve with any thoughts on the podcast or ideas for guests on Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. Or connect with Steve on social media on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using @SteveGarrettDJ. Thanks again for listening to Corvette Today.